Suppose we have to find the minimum or the maximum value in a binary search tree. By property, we know that the binary search tree, if this is the root node, all values in the left subtree would be less than the value at the root node. And all data values in the right subtree would be having a value which is greater than the data at the root node. So this is the property that we are going to exploit to find the minimum or the maximum value in the binary search tree. We are going to assume that each node of the binary search tree is being represented by a structure like this, where we have some space for the data, and we are assuming that we are storing integer data. There will be a pointer to the left child and a pointer to the right child. We also know that any tree can be accessed through its root pointer. So if the root node is at address 200, the root pointer is going to store that address 200, and through this address we will be able to access the tree. So let's see how we can find the minimum value. So as we know that the structure of each node would be of this type, it's BST node. We have the data, which is, we are assuming that we are storing integer data. We have a pointer to the left child, which again is a BST node pointer, and a pointer to the right child, which again is a BST node pointer type of data. Now we are going to write a function find min. We are going to pass the value of the root pointer to this function. So that means we will access the root node, and through that root node we will try to find the minimum value. And after the execution of this function, we are going to return the least value that was found. So the return type is an integer. So we start traversing the tree from the root node, and we know that if we have to find the minimum value, it would be available only in the left subtree, because all the values in the left subtree will be less than the value at the root node. So if we are looking for a minimum value, we have to traverse the left subtree, and we have to keep on going left till we find the minimum value. Okay, so this is the logic behind this function. So the first thing we need to do is we check whether root is null or not. What was the current value of root? 200 was passed from the calling function, and this root pointer is having a value 200. Why do we have to check whether root is null or not? Because if root is null, that means the tree is empty, and in that case there is some error, and we can return -1 to just show that we could not find the minimum value. Else, if root arrow left is null, so root arrow left is this pointer. If this is null, it indicates that there is no left subchild, and if there is no left child, that means there is no left subtree, and that means there is nothing over here. And so in that case, the data at the root would be the minimum of the values in the tree, because the right subtree is going to have values which are greater than the root data. So if there is no left subtree, the data at the root is going to be the minimum value. So in case root arrow left is null, we will simply return root arrow data. In this case, we know that there exists a left subtree. So now we will start traversing the left subtree to find the minimum element. So if root arrow left is not null, we come to this statement, and this is a recursive call to the function again. Now we are going to send the address of the left child. So the address of the left child is available at root arrow left. Currently this is the root. So we are going to send this pointer to the next node in the left subtree. So this value 300 we are going to send back to the function, and this is a recursive function call. Now we have come to this node. There was a call to this function findmin and root value is 300. Again we check whether root is null. No, that is not true. Is root arrow left null? No. There is still some pointer available which is showing a left child. That means there are still values which are less than the current data at the node. So we again call the function findmin. So there is another call to the function findmin, and now what we are going to send is again root arrow left, which is this pointer to the next node in the left subtree. So we are going to send the pointer of the left child. So now we send the value 400 to the function. Now we have reached this node. Again we check whether root is null or not, and we also check whether root arrow left is null. So this condition is not true, and now we come over here. So again there is a recursive call to findmin, and again we send the address of the left child. So the address of the left child is 450, assuming that this node was at 450, and now we have come here. Once we come here, now our root value is 450. So again we check, is root equal to null? No. Is root arrow left equal to null? Now we see that root arrow left is null. That means there is no further left child. There is no further left subtree left to be explored. So this is the leftmost node that is possible in the tree. And this is having a value 1. And you can see that this will be the minimum value in the binary search tree. So in this case, when we have found this value, we are going to return the root arrow data. So we are going to return the value 1. So when this value is returned to the calling function, it will be returned. So all the recursive calls will be ended, and this function will return back to the calling node. This will also return back to the calling node, and this will also return, and finally a value of 1, which is found as the minimum value of the binary search tree, that will be returned by this function. Similarly, we can write a find max function also. In this case, we know if we have to find the maximum value will be available in the rightmost node of this binary search tree. So we have to start traversing the right subtree and keep on going right. So we first start with the root node. We know that we can access the tree using only the root node. So we pass the value of the root node. We again check whether root is null or not, which will indicate the empty tree, and in that case we have to return the error condition. Then we have to check if the tree is not empty, is the right pointer equal to null or not. If right pointer is null, that means there is no right child, and in that case we can return the root data. So suppose if there was no right subtree existed and there was a null over here, that means this root data was the maximum, and this is what we have to check iteratively for each and every node that we are traversing in the right subtree. So else what we do, we call the recursive function again, and now what we are going to do is we are going to pass the pointer to the right child. So first we start with 200, and then since root arrow right is not null, now we are going to find another call to the function find max again. So this is another recursive call to the function, and now we are going to pass the pointer to the right node. So 250 is passed. Again this function starts running. Again we will come to this condition again, and now there will be another recursive call and 150 will be passed to this function. Once we reach 150, we will see that root arrow right is null because there is no further right child. So in this case we are going to return the root data, which is 18, and this will be the maximum value in the binary search tree. So this is how we find the minimum and the maximum values recursively. You can do the same thing in an iterative manner as well, and you can try that yourself.